Calling you a radical. So this just came out today. This is Alaska. Their big, broad, conclusive study on, well, their data on the 2020 salmon numbers. This is across the board. Worst in history. Now we go from some of the best in history in 2015, 2011, pre Fukushima. How's 2015 pre-Fukushima? Because Chinook go 5 years. Now stay with me. Now there's been some up and downs and some of the pinks, but the trend ain't your fucking friend. This has not been going on for years now. So they'll say, I've been reading all afternoon, and God, over these years I've got to be the salmon expert. Unbelievable on numbers. Copper River, all the way up and down all these rivers. From, San Francisco to Nome. The Copper River numbers are a catastrophe, but we're talking a 90% collapse in 5 years. So they're saying, quoting certain different numbers that go back to 62, 63, because the data. Some of these records are only 53 years, 60 years that we have data. Now remember, in the 60s and 70s, we had the massive strip mining, the logging. They were just annihilating their beds. They were being wiped out by escapement. They couldn't even get out to sea. This is all at sea. You can tear out dams. Well, let's go clear down to California to the Jedediah Smith. They need to change that fucking name. God, I hate that name of that. You can't have a worse name. He was a killer. There are no dams. There's no fish there. Just acutely collapsed. The Klamath, we interviewed the Klamath native right there. Tim did. Talk to him. Right. We're there, boots on the ground. Up and down. It isn't dams. You're stuck in a pre-Fukushima fucking world. Wake the fuck up. They're dying at sea. Big fish eat little shit. Fish. Hello. It's across the spectrum. Tide pools 2012 just collapsed. Oh, just wasting disease, starving. Remember in Bristol Bay when all the mirrors, all the shorebirds washing, and the derelicts up there, the fishing game, fuck, they're in Mexico with their feet up. They don't work. They don't do shit. Same in Oregon, remember in Washington, they were having orgies. The one guy got charged with rape. Look it up. You think I'm making this shit up? You think the fishing's a fucking crazed community? Try the fucking fish cops. They're even crazier. Well, they're just lazy. They don't do shit. Not all of them. Some of them are, some of the biologists. Like who? Name one. Tim Martin. Oh, he don't get paid. Kevin Blanch. Oh, he don't get shit. I predicted every fucking bit of this in a scientific way. First you hypothesize the knowledge, Worst numbers in history. So I started going through. They're quoting numbers of 63, and I started backtracking in. This is the worst run in Alaskan history. Dying at sea. The birds all washed up, and it was a retired guy, biologist, was up there, and he'd go for his walking. They were everywhere. So his granddaughter, I believe it was, worked at Channel 11 Anchorage. He went to her, and she loved her grandpa, and she knew he was the shit. By the way, I love that guy. And she put it up on the news, before the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate could, threaten them. And then Alaska Fishing Game goes, oh, we're stumped, we're mystified, we're baffled, we're puzzled, we're curious, we're alarmed. Some dead whales, let's take a chainsaw and cut them up. We'll get right back to you. We can't understand fucking starvation. Right across the pond, Russia, on the peninsula. Remember in, October, September this year, that acute radical collapse, and the Minister of Environment reported that it was the greatest ecological catastrophe in his long 40-year career as the Minister of Environment. That was reported by TASS, state-run. He started to cry. The first bootleg video you see, first word that comes out of their mouth is Fukushima. Oh, what? The country's so geographically. You could see Russia from Alaska. That's the only thing that Psycho Case Sarah Palin said that's true. Hello, and then Katie Curry's, she said you could see Russia from Alaska. Where do you think we got it? Emily. I mean, the islands almost touch. I mean, so here's Japan on the Pacific, the Ring of Fire. Right there, the Russian trench. These cores are burned through. I mean, everything washes up dead. Greenpeace goes in there. Oh, oil, gas, blah, blah, this. We'll get back to you. That was in October 6th. Not a peep. Because it's nuclear. And they're the untouchables. You stand up. Kevin Blanch predicted every single bit of this, but fuck me. Live in poverty. Probably the greatest biologist in America and Vespucci. You need to learn to speak America, Sarah Palin said. Who? Remember I used to do those videos at his grave in Florence, Italy? He spoke Italiano. Remember, it's called the Russian River for a reason in California. Colonized by the Russians. You know, there's plenty of great data. I've always known this, that the Chinese were in, the California bays long before any Christopher Columbus got to America. In Monterey, at the Mother's Heart, Avila, they would gather there for the great fisheries. Look what we've done. 5 years. In science, you hypothesize the knowledge. Then you do the field work, all the field work I've done. I'm the only biologist in the world that had this nailed to a fucking T. People used to laugh at me. I said, give it till 2016 where they'll start to collapse and not go to sea for 5 years on cue. That's what we call an outlier science. When there's an outlier, we got to start searching because this is a radical, acute, nasty collapse. In Oregon, in Washington, in California. Fuck. You should see the numbers in British Columbia. Oh my God. On the Fraser. Oh, they're down 99%. It's as obvious as scars across my face. And like I said, all this work, I've had this nailed. This is the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. Oh, it's just the Pacific Ocean. That's all. Oh, just a bunch of fishermen are going to go broke. Well, they'll line up for a bailout, huh? Oh, really? Really? The mother, the Pacific Ocean, stood back and watched the nuclear energy crime syndicate, a.k.a. the Untouchables gang raper. Biggest story in the world right now, biggest story maybe in the history of the fucking world, that's all. An acute radical collapse of 95% of all life on the Pacific Ocean. The fucking tide pools, I put people used to laugh at, they're down 99%. Anchovies and sardines, 99%. How far down are the wells? Well, they're crashing. It's being reported now by NOAA after Kevin Blanch did all that work. When they were grandstanding, they're great. The grays are down 25. So you can, my estimation, the grays are down 75, 80%. Humpbacks, remember they were on the raise, coming off the endangered list. Who knows how far they've crashed, but if you go with the counters, playing pretty harps in Maui, oh God, what a way to count. When you know fucking well that NOAA has sonar and they know how many. How about the crabs? How about that catastrophe? Oh my God, what a nightmare. They're down 99%. Nothing to see. Just oxygen. Fucking just the breath, the fucking whole life. The foundation. The plankton. But Kevin, when this was all fear porn, and Kevin Blanch, he's on Vogue, 30, 40,000 views before they killed. But when it got real, they're like, flee from this guy. Let's get a stimulus check and go to Mexico. Let's go to Maui. Oh, fuck you. Oh, God, it's so pathetic. That's why I don't live in San Diego. That's why I'm stay here in Utah is the desal plant. Fish can't live in it. Tide pools, but we can bathe in it. We can drink it. Can't avoid it. This is a fucking catastrophe from hell. Oh, just bounce back every year. Yay, we're gonna have these guys, and they'll say, "Oh, this year was great." There's some bumps and trends and denials, but You can go up there to the Copper River. Look at that fucking number just crash. I mean, on cue, Fukushima. Steelhead went first. Their life cycle is 1 to 2 years. Just the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history, that's all. All predicted, every word of it. It took me a year and a half to convince anybody it was one nuclear meltdown. Now the frogs have been blowing lice. I mean, what did I get for it? I'll tell you what I got for it. I got a bill from the hospital for $1.8 million. I had about $1 million bucks, forked it over. My credit annihilated. My health's coming back in a big way. I had open heart surgery. Gallbladder, I've done all this work while AML full of AML leukemia, given 2 months to live. All good deed goes unpunished. Thank everybody who supported historic work. Kettle me, I'll kettle you. What a fucking catastrophe. What a nightmare. I've been digging through these numbers, and they're dynasty, not dams. You're living in a pre-Fukushima world. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, they're perplexed, they're bewildered, they're alarmed, they're curious. They're lazy, derelict fucks. They're not scientists. First you hypothesize knowledge. Kevin Blanch. These are full-blown out fucking meltdowns. It's going to push it into the ocean. It's going to cause a heat source. It's going to break the fucking eco chain. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the western United States. Great Salt Lake's at perfect level in 2012. Acutely collapses over fucking half. It's going to cause fire. It's going to release energy. The storm's going to rise up. It's going to get into the pine trees. They're going to burn. Play back tape, Your Honor. For Hamlet and Cassandra. For I can see for miles and what a fucking lot of work. Just the sound work alone. It's been so hard. I remember people just going after me. Fishermen. Fucking, you fucking Kevin Blanch. There's a coffee shop in fucking here in Utah, and some fuckers came after me. Yo, it's Kevin Blanch, that fucker's ruining our eyes. You should have got on my team, you stupid motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't fucking gang rape her and kill her. I said it for years. You stupid fuckers, get on my side and fight the nuclear energy crime syndicate, or you won't have a fucking industry. But, fuck me. The greatest ecological catastrophe to Mother Earth in human history by 1 billion times. More life has collapsed in the last 10 years on Mother Earth than the previous 2 million combined. The thing that blows my mind is no one gives a fuck. When it was fear porn, it was, oh yeah, Blanche, she's going crazy. Fuck, someone. I don't know why I watch it. I just like it. Not fear porn. But when it became reality, run along. I got news. Humans are part of the ecology. By the way, I still say COVID came from the sea. That's a fucking far stretch. So does the World Health Organization. I still say it's fucking mutation from Fukushima. Well, whatever. I just keep fighting on. Fucking lonely fucking hardcore battle. Thank you everybody who supported the historic work. Stand tuned.